We're at, what time do we have here? 6:04. Okay. I'm going to ask our city attorney to do the invocation today and the Pledge of Allegiance by our city manager.
Okay, can we all bow our heads? God, on this day, on this evening of Valentine's Day, we ask that you spread your love to all of, not just the city, but all over the world. We pray for peace and great wisdom to be applied in the city leadership and to make our decisions for the best results for our residents, and pray in God's name. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand. Face the flag. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you all for being here. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Today's not only like a day that you express your love and gratitude towards your you love your significant other. It's also to your family members, friends. Time to make up with friends, people who you have lost touch with or have, fallen out with. So today's a good day. All right, so let's try to celebrate it and let's bring some of that spirit here into the city of Hawthorne. Okay, guys?
Right.
Okay, so Madam Clerk, the roll call, please.
Councilmember Manning,
Here.
Councilmember Montero,
Present.
Councilmember Patterson,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Reyes English,
Here.
Mayor Vargas.
Here. Okay, thank you. Our first item tonight is a presentation from Mr. Mike Carriel. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here, sir.
Good to see you, Mayor Vargas, Honorable City Council. Good to see everybody in person as opposed to on Zoom. My name is Mike Carriel. I am normally the Senior Public Affairs Manager for SoCalGas assigned to the City of Hawthorne. I'm currently the Interim Region Area Manager for the LA region for the gas company. So again, glad to be here. And I'm here to provide you with an update on the SoCalGas bills. I know you've been getting probably a lot of questions from your constituents. We've been getting a lot of questions from our customers as well, who've received their January gas bills, which were higher than historical. And so I want to just provide some information to help you to communicate to them, and information that we are communicating as well to our customers. The market prices for natural gas have dropped significantly from January. So the February bills will be a little bit lower compared to the January prices, but they still remain a little higher than normal. And so the core procurement rate for natural gas changes from month to month. And that price is reflected in what SoCalGas pays for natural gas for our residential and our business customers. And the thing I want to stress is that SoCalGas does not set the price for natural gas. And I want to say that again. We do not set the price for natural gas, but the prices are determined by national and regional markets. SoCalGas, we buy the gas in those national and regional markets for our residential and our small business customers. The customer is billed according to the rate that we pay. There is no markup. Again, I want to stress there is no markup. SoCalGas does not profit from the commodity cost of natural gas. And again, I want to stress that we do not make a profit on the cost of natural gas. What we pay for it, that price is passed on to the customer. There is some good news. So the CPUC approved the acceleration of the California Climate Credit for SoCalGas customers in response to these higher rates. So SoCalGas customers will see a credit of approximately $50 or so on their February or March bill. I think I saw mine on my February bill, so that's good news to help. But what are we doing to help? And so conducting meetings like this where we're reaching out to all the elected officials is one way that we're communicating what we're doing. Is we continue to inform our customers and offer ways to help the income qualified customers. A big concern of mine is our seniors and our folks that are on fixed incomes. So through bill assistance, forgiveness programs, home improvement assistance, and level pay programs, those are all avenues that some of our income qualified customers can look to for assistance. We are also delaying collection activities on overdue residential accounts until April 1st. So nobody's going to get shut off, nobody's going to get disconnected. And we will not disconnect overdue customers before July 1st. So we're going to cease on pursuing collection, but any disconnections will not occur until after July 1st. Our non-residential customers, which are our small businesses, their disconnection activity will be delayed until March 1st. So if any of your constituents or our customers need payment arrangements, please call us and let us know, and we'll assist with that. In addition, SoCalGas recently donated $1 million to the Gas Assistance Fund. So this is a program that helps income-qualified customers pay their natural gas bills. For information on that program, go to our website, socalgas.com/assistance. There's also additional information on how you can save on using natural gas, turning down the thermostat, washing in cold water, things of that nature. Those tips, as well as information regarding rates and how they're fluctuating and how they are calculated, can also be found on our website, socalgas.com/manage higher bills. So we're concerned, we're just as concerned as you are. If any of you council members have any questions, concerns, or any of your constituents, feel free to reach out to me directly and I'll be glad to help. So I can take any questions you might have.
Anyone have any questions?
Yes,
Chair.
to the chair.
And then we'll go. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Harrell. Good to see you. It's been
Good
a
to
long
see
time.
you too. Yeah, that has been.
So I have been receiving requests from constituents, and like everyone, including myself, very concerned, especially when you open your bill and you're seeing $800, $600, and so on and so on. I'm fortunate for the simple fact that I don't use a whole lot, right, of gas or I wouldn't say hot water, but I think a lot of us know where your bill is mostly going to be high, and that's going to be when you're turning on your heater to keep your house warm, which I don't do that. I just rather bundled up. However, up until recently, we heard about the credit, the $50 credit. However, folks have other concerns that included some of the things that you made mention, right? The markup, you know, how they felt that there was maybe gouging going on, you know, these types of things. And so it's good to know, coming from a representative from the gas company here today, giving us some insight into that. And so that's very instrumental and very helpful, especially for us, because, you know, we get the blunt of it all. However, to hear it from you is very helpful. I know there's some programs that assist seniors and those that need help. I know there's a HEAP program that you could apply for that assists with utilities, and I think it's only good for once a year. There's other assistance, mainly from, say, for instance, Catholic Charities or programs like this that provides some funding. It would be great if we could maybe put you on our website as a resource and how we could maybe list some of those other resources so folks can tap into that help, especially like you made mention, seniors and those that, are in a fixed income.
What I recommend, if I can just interrupt you for a moment, is to link to our website. Under those particular programs, we have a page that just lays out all of those programs. So then folks can go on, they click on the link, they'll get all the information that they need. And in some instances, they can even sign up right from there.
Okay, yeah, and we could work that out with our city manager, could help us with that. You said something about the PUC, and you said basically that they were the ones that helped with the credit. How does that work? I mean, is that the only credit we're going to be looking at? Is there maybe something down the future that we could look forward to again? All the help.
Normally, the climate action credit comes in later in the year, but because of the higher than normal historical gas bills, the CPUC decided to accelerate that credit. So instead of you receiving it later in the year, you're receiving it now. That is the only credit that I'm aware of as of right now for climate. I think there's a climate credit also for electricity, but I can't really speak on that.
Okay. Well, I think just having you here today, thank you for coming. I look forward to engaging more throughout the year. And we'll surely work with IT to make sure that all the resources are up for our constituents so that they could go to and take a look at that, including some other programs that I've made mention that we could maybe link to that. And then you said SoCal donated $1 million to assist also. That's pretty great coming from California Edison, where they pay themselves first. We all know that. But thank you. I appreciate the information you gave us here today. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Councilmember.
Councilmember Manning.
Thank you for coming today and shedding some light on why our bills are so high. For me, my bill was extremely high, and I just thought that it was a typo. But I realized that I called everybody, and everybody is dealing with the same issue. And so I'm curious to find out, is there a income requirement for you to get the credit? And then also, you talked about you passed the bill to the customers. What happened for it to go up? Because I would say in the last 30 years, I've never got a bill for $1,200 until now. So
To answer your first question, the climate credit, there's no income requirement. That is, if your name is on the bill, that will come to you. Has nothing to do with income. Regarding your question on what happened, the price of natural gas normally during the year is roughly about 5 to 6 decatherms. Decatherm is how they measure natural gas or how it's traded on the commodities market. The price the price last year in January was about $8 a decatherm. This year, the price was $50 a decatherm. So you can see how big of a change it was, almost 5 times more. So a lot of that is due to the availability of natural gas storage, the price fluctuations. There were pipelines that were offline. There were, if it's cold back east, then the demand is there. And so those are all the things that we were dealing with, and that is one of the reasons that caused it to be higher than normal. In fact, I have some information here from the U.S. Energy Information Administration. They indicated that the factors that contributed to the higher natural gas commodity prices this winter were widespread below normal temperatures, on much of the West Coast, including Washington and Oregon. High natural gas demand for heating by customers in areas with below normal temperatures. So again, we're looking, back east. Reduced natural gas supplies to the West Coast from Canada and the Rocky Mountains, because we don't have natural gas in California. It's
Right,
brought
yeah.
in from other areas.
Right.
Reduced interstate pipeline capacity to the West Coast because of a pipeline maintenance activities in West Texas and low natural gas.
I'm sorry. You said the maintenance part?
Yeah, there was a pipeline in West Texas that was going through maintenance, and they were offline. My understanding is they're back online now, so that will help. And then low natural gas storage levels here on the West Coast. So those are all the factors that led to the higher pricing.
So global warming is real.
There's a lot of things out
Yeah.
there that's going on.
So by any chance, inflation, did that have to do with any,
I don't know for sure. I don't really
get that
know.
into
I don't
it?
understand the commodities market,
Okay.
in detail. But, it's like the stock market.
So moving forward, what is that number? You said it went up to 50. What
It-
is it now?
It went up to 50. It had dropped down. It averaged about 42 decatherms. I'm not sure what it is now. Every year we have to make a filing in January to the CPUC to let them know what we believe the price of gas will be, and we quoted them 34 decatherms.
Okay.
And so I believe it's lower now. We update the information on our website pretty regularly, and we also have a blog on the website. So I recommend to access that and see what the latest information is.
Because if that number goes down, it means our bill go down, right?
Correct. Correct.
Thank you.
Through the chair, quick
ahead.
question.
Yeah.
Quick question. I'm curious, how does your organization make money?
Good question. We get that all the time. So we make money on the transportation of gas. We purchase gas for our customers, and we transport it from our receipt point in Needles to wherever it's needed in Southern California. So our money is made on transportation. We have the infrastructure, we have the pipelines to move gas around.
How's that show up on our bill? Is there a separate charge?
There was a separate charge that's listed as transportation.
Got it. So the cost of the gas, that's not your charge, it's just what it cost.
Correct.
And your charge is a transportation fee that's part of our gas bill.
Correct.
And that's not a percentage of the cost of gas. It's determined totally separate than whatever the cost of natural gas is.
Correct.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, and it's great seeing you.
Good to see you too. And
Thank
again,
you.
feel free to reach out to me anytime you have any questions.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Chief, do we have our friends for the next introduction presentation? Okay. So next we have another presentation. Interim Chief Tomatani, please proceed.
Good afternoon, elected officials, city staff, and members of the community. It's my pleasure to be here today to introduce the newest Hawthorne Police K-9 team. So standing behind me, you will see Officer Cody Dolan and his new K-9 partner, Whiskey. And despite our best efforts, Officer Dolan refused to name his partner Little Cody. He just wouldn't do it. Whiskey is a one-year-old bloodhound. And he was trained with Officer Dolan during a training program in the state of Georgia. And the reason why we're venturing out in a different direction as a police department is Whiskey can be deployed in some new use cases that we have not been able to deploy our regular patrol canines before in the past. So Hawthorne is home to several assisted living facilities. And unfortunately, sometimes those residents are able to get out of the facility and wander off. And a lot of those residents have some underlying medical conditions or in various stages of dementia. So it's very important for the police department to be able to locate those individuals before any harm happens to them. And that's the reason why we have moved into the bloodhound arena as far as one of our canine teams are concerned. the expected career, I should say, not the lifespan. He'll live hopefully a lot longer than that. But we expect Whiskey to be working with us as a working canine for 7 to 9 years. Hey, buddy. And the most important part of this is we could not have done this without the support of our community organizations. So Councilmember Montero, your support for the Hawthorne President's Council, that's been a longtime supporter of our canine program, has contributed to the purchase cost for Whiskey. And then the other thing I would like to add is that for the Hawthorne Police Department, a lot of our best ideas are from the bottom up. They're not from the top down. I'd like to be able to take credit for all of these things, but the concept and the idea to bring a bloodhound onto our canine team was actually Officer Dollins himself. So he presented it, and we realized that there was a great use case and a justification for it. So here we are today. So we just wanted to bring him on board and introduce him to the council, and hopefully the members of the community will be able to see Whiskey running around here sometime soon. Okay?
Yeah, Whiskey.
He should go celebrate at our dog park.
That's it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, do we want to take a quick picture?
Sure,
You
we
think we'll
should.
get Whiskey to pose with us? Yeah.
And,
let's come on. Let's go.
And just let me say something, because we lost one of the members of the Hawthorne President's Council, Norm Morton, on Saturday, and actually Norm used to be treasurer for the Hawthorne President's Council for 45 years. 45 years. So we lost him on Saturday. So it's a sad day for Hawthorne, because he was a commissioner, Parks and Recs Foundation, the Hawthorne Historical Society. So we lost him. So. And we will have the K9 dinner in May. So stay tuned.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just really quickly want to thank Chief and Whiskey for coming out and introducing him to us. It's a him, right?
It is.
Okay. And I also want to commend Councilmember Montero for all his efforts in his years of the President Council dinner and all those donations that have obviously gone to a great cause. So thank you so much, Councilmember.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And the community donates.
Madam Clerk, can you read the guidelines for oral communications, please?
Pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.3, all remarks should be addressed to the City Council as a body and not to any individual council member. During oral communications, speakers shall have 3 minutes to state their business. The Brown Act prohibits the City Council from providing a detailed response or acting upon any items not contained on the agenda. The governing bodies as a body shall have the discretion at the close of oral communications to refer any remarks to the city manager for study, investigation, report, and/or recommendation.
Patricia Donaldson, please.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council. Happy Valentine's Day. So this coming up Thursday, we're having a mixer at the Chamber from 5:30 to 8 o'clock. There's going to be one $250 prize for somebody, and there'll be door prizes of wine, Godiva chocolates, and all kinds of things. So, and food, tons of food. So I hope that you all can make it this Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you. Brian Markarian, Superintendent, Hawthorne School District, school recognitions.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council. Came here for two reasons this evening. One, to brag about the district a little bit. I wanted to share some good news. The State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tony Thurmond, just released the list of 77 schools to watch in the entire state of California, and 2 of those schools are in the Hawthorne School District. So we want to congratulate, thank you, Hawthorne Middle School and Prairie Vista Middle School as 2 model middle schools. So there's about 1,300 middle schools in the state, 77 recognized, and 2 right here in the Hawthorne School District. Also, California Department of Education also just released the college-going rate, and I'm so pleased to announce that Hawthorne Math and Science Academy has a rate of 89.6%. And you can search that database up and down, and I challenge you to find a school that has a higher college-going rate than that. In comparison to, let's say, Maricosta High School is about 88%, so we're even higher at 89.6. So our 2-time national blue ribbon, Hawthorne Math and Science Academy, ranked number 13 in the state, number 121 in the nation, and again, in contrast to Maricosta at number 470. So they're doing it and achieving at HMSA and in the district. So wanted to share that. That's the bragging part. The other part is a big thank you. So I just want to thank the council and staff for the support and the partnership that we have here. Everything from our city manager posting our enrollment signs and getting our kindergarten enrollment up and supporting our COVID relief efforts, and our city clerk connecting us with a nonprofit where hopefully we're going to get some tablets for our students, as well as the city council granting us our nonprofit grant that we got to support our staff wellness program, which is fantastic. We're partnered with Kaiser Permanente. We've got webinars and health screenings and all types of things, fitness challenges. I'm in a fitness challenge right now with a whole bunch of people in the district. And again, so important right now that we look at the health and welfare for our staff as well. So I wanted to come here and just, again, share the good news and also thank you for the partnership. And I don't want to leave out Hawthorne Police Department and also our interim chief and the partnership with our school resource officer, and always there to support us. So again, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And you have a job fair coming up.
We have a job fair coming up on February 24th, yes, at our district office, and we hope to hire a number of candidates in that job fair. So if you know anyone, we're hiring all types of positions, substitute, permanent, every position you can think of. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, sir. Gordon Michael Migo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gordon Michael Migo. I am speaking tonight regards to healthcare. The city of Hawthorne, with nearly 100,000 people, is at a crossroads of becoming a really great community in the South Bay area of Los Angeles County, or it could end up a less than desirable place to live. It is absolutely important that the health and safety of the people in Hawthorne is not diminished by elected, appointed, or hired employees at local, county, state, and federal levels of our government. The Robert F. Kennedy Medical Center closed on December 13, 2004 in Hawthorne. It has created a large hole in the hospital network of Los Angeles County. Hospital Association of Southern California has so stated. If the last 3 years of the COVID-19 situation serves as a lesson, it has taught us that we are very, very short on hospital bed space. So it is imperative that we make the opening of a new hospital complex with an ER and trauma unit on the former side of the RFK-MC a priority in Hawthorne. At the January 10th meeting of the City Council, I presented an outline of a proposal for it. The money is available through different sources, and as far as proposals for hundreds of residential units being constructed on the 8.25-acre site, the property owner should consider, signs I see out in the city, supporting Hawthorne for the betterment of Hawthorne through the partnerships to have a major hospital. In return, the people of Hawthorne would show their appreciation, in other words, be more than glad, support a project, a housing project of another sort at a prominent location rather than. So let us work together to make it a reality. And you folks and the residents out there could be contacting our Congresswoman Maxine Waters, whom I've spoken to in regards to this, our State Senator Steve Bradford, our Assemblywoman Tina McCunner, our LA County Board of Supervisors for the 2nd District, excuse me, and that would be Holly Mitchell. And I think, reaching out to the corporate world, foundations, it's all laid out there in the outline of the proposal. So one thing I want to kind of touch base quickly on the gas company, when you were asking about any other kind of credits or money coming, in LA Times articles and Daily Breeze articles, they mentioned that there is on the state level that they're looking at on an income-based kind of a situation where they would determine anywhere from like about $75 to about $500 that would be available to residents. So maybe, and I asked the gas representative, he didn't know anything about it.
Sorry,
so
sir, your time is up.
Yeah, so maybe you could find out about that.
Thank you,
and
sir.
share
Thank
it.
you for
you.
being here. Robert Williams.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Madam Pro Tem, and City Council. I come here today of something I saw earlier today. It's along Hawthorne Way, around 130th and 131st behind the Dollar Tree. And there's just a lot of garbage and other things that are there that just looks just, to say it's unkept is an understatement. This is not a good look. We have students from Hawthorne Middle School that walk to and from, and sometimes they come through that area, and it just doesn't look safe, and it looks, you wouldn't want something like that in your house, so why would you want that in your city? And it's just something I think that needs to be addressed as far as cleanup. Maybe if it's a business that's doing that, maybe we could look into maybe fining the business for dispensing this garbage that's out on along close to Hawthorne Way in the parking lot. That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. Mr. City Manager, can you take note of that, please? Thank you. Larry Burnett, parking concerns. Larry Burnett, sir. Hi there.
Hello, Mayor, Councilman. My concern is I'm a resident here. Just tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Larry Burnett. I'm a Los Angeles business owner. I bought a complex here. In the near future, hopefully I can buy another complex here. But this parking concern, I spoke with Akbar. He came out. He and I didn't agree. Coming out my driveway, I have photos here where I can show you. Coming out my driveway, it's a hazard every time. I live on 118th and Turo. Coming off Turo, going southbound, with trying to go east or west, it's a hazard there. Why is it a hazard there? The cars are parked too close on the red. If we can bring that red back a little bit, it maybe save lives. Since I've been here, there's been one death on that corner of 118th and Turo with a car. This young man, Mr. Norris, I've contacted his office. I came in here 4 times. I'm a business owner, a co-parent, so my schedule is hectic. I came in here 4 times. Just yesterday I came in here. I asked to speak to him. His secretary literally sent me to the 3rd degree to have a 15-minute conversation with this man. Under my impression, I thought you all work for us, work for me, a taxpayer, and I'm here to work with you guys. But this parking is getting outrageous. As we all know, Hawthorne came and put those boxes in front of our houses. So a allotted car, appropriate car, will park right there. They made 3 boxes in front of my house. I can't see. We should have made it 2 boxes so a car could come off my driveway. You don't believe me? All the evidence is right here on the phone. That's all I have to say.
Sir, I'm going to connect you with our police chief. That's the right guy to talk to. He's in charge of parking matters, okay?
So you think the police chief is in charge of moving them boxes back?
He's in charge of parking enforcement, and he can evaluate the situation, okay?
But sir, I don't think it's an enforcement problem. I think that we put too many
Sir,
boxes.
it's not an
in.
enforcement problem. He's in charge of all issues parking.
Well, how about I take the channels and go through the police chief, and hopefully if that is not refined, I'll be back.
That's what we're hoping, that
Thank you.
something gets resolved. Thank you. Zia Wilson?
Good evening, Mayor, council members, I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
Just tell us, just tell us
I
what's
am,
going on. What's going on?
I'm a 3-year resident of Hawthorne, and for the last 3 years, I have been harassed, threatened, and assaulted by my landlord and his girlfriend. And I have called the Hawthorne PD over 20 times more. Officer Shay is very familiar with me. And I'm wondering what to do to get some protection for me and my family, because they're not enforcing the restraining order that I have against the landlord. And I'm pretty much being forced out of my apartment because of it. And so there are 2 entrances in my, where we live, one from the street, one from the alley. And the landlord lives in the front, so my family and I attempt to take the entranceway through the alley, but he has put a deadbolt lock on that with the key. He did that, did not give me a key. So we would hop the fence to avoid them, him and his girlfriend. Since then, he has erected a whole new fence to keep us from going out, hopping it, and it's locked. So we have to go past their front door. They have 3 cameras pointed in my window. They talk to me, threatening me through these Ring cameras. And I don't know what to do at this point to be able to somebody take me seriously, because when the police come, even though I've called 911 numerous times, I've called dispatch to get escorted in, they're like, oh, you guys are going back and forth. And I'm like, you can clearly see my family and I are not going back and forth with these people. If we were doing something, they have 3 cameras pointed at my door. They watch my comings and goings constantly. So
Yeah.
I just want to know
Absolutely
what
no.
to do to get some help.
2 people I'm going to ask you to talk to is the police chief for issues of enforcement of the restraining order, because if it's not, you don't feel it's not being enforced, you can address it directly with him. And then Kimberly Mack can give you the telephone number, and I think we have a resource page on Housing Rights Center and other groups that will be advocates for you in a situation where a landlord may be harassing you. That's Kimberly Mack, and that's the chief. Okay?
Thank you for your
Sorry
time.
you're going through this, ma'am. Okay. Anybody else wishing to address the city council? If not, I declare oral communications closed, so ordered. Okay, folks, let's see. All right, before we go further, we're gonna discuss a couple of things, something very important. And I don't know if our new council members or some of our council members that are here remember this, but we just need to make sure that we bring it up. And it's for the smooth operating of the municipal code. That's 2.06.230, and it's directions and instructions from city council, limit on directives. Okay. The first aspect of this talks about we as city council members need to give any direction to any of the staff through our city manager. That's the point of contact, to be able to relay direction to our department heads. We don't individually give direction to them. We can't usurp his authority as their boss, because he's the one that's going to evaluate them, and he needs to be able to give direction. So that's here. This is what's voted on. It's in our code. The next one, similarly, is if you contact a contractor or a vendor, we're not supposed to be giving them directions on how to do their job. That's something that gets discussed on the dais and through the city manager, discussed if any considerations that might have not been addressed with vendors needs to be directed through the city manager. So we need to make sure that he's the point of contact, or else they might end up charging us more for something that they did based on the instruction from somebody up here, and that wouldn't be good. So if we give instructions to the city manager, we need to do that while we're up here. Instructions on certain things to do, and that's through a council meeting, through the directives, through a couple of other ways that we can do it up here as a city. And this is the one that's most important, guys, okay? Because, you know, we complain about our city staff and then not being able to do their job. And, I mean, we have this review process every year of our city manager and staff and we're saying, hey, you know, they're not doing their job, they're not doing their job. Well, it's not gonna, how is that gonna be possible if we're overloading our staff with many directives and multiple directives from individuals here, et cetera? Okay, so we need to make sure that we remind ourselves what's in this code 2.06.230. Each council member shall make no more than 2 directives to the city manager at any city council meeting. Any city council member making a directive to the city manager needs to do 2 things. State the purpose of the directive, the reasons why the directive is warranted, and the ways the directive would directly benefit the city. For example, economic development, job creation, raising the quality of life, or community safety. If it's something we can research ourselves, let's just research it ourselves. If it's something that we can ask them, you know, offline, you know, we can ask them offline. But a formal presentation, formal reports, etc., that just starts piling up, and they're not able to get to their job of running the city and operating the different departments. Then the second obligation is to request city staff to state any reasons why the directive might not be warranted. For example, because a report was already given like about a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 3 years it exists, right? So let's just recall that and, hey, you know, did we do this before? Make sure that we go through that before we ask them to do something else. So it's just really important just so that we could continue and run a meeting smoothly. That goes for everybody on this council dais, and myself included, of course. All right? So let's just keep track of what we're doing so that they could get to their to what they need to do. Okay? That was pretty much it. Other than that, happy Valentine's Day to my colleagues on the dais. And everybody out there again. Well, okay, so it's almost 7 o'clock. We have a agenda item. I know that you need to go address something with your daughter, Ms. City Treasurer. Madam Clerk, consent calendar, please. Let's go.
Mr. Mayor, I have 6 items on the consent calendar. They are items 3 through 8 for your consideration and approval. Item 3, approval of waiver of full readings of resolutions and/or ordinances on tonight's agenda. Item 4, City Treasurer's request approval of the warrants for February 14, 2023. Item 5, approval of the City Council minutes for the regular meeting of July 26, 2022. Item 6, resolution number 8390, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, authorizing submittal of application for payment program and related authorizations. Item 7, resolution number 8391, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, authorizing the compensation increases for the city commissioners. Item 8, Resolution 8392, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, dedicating February 23rd, 2023, as Black History Month for adoption.
To the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to pull item 7 for discussion, please.
7. Okay, here you go. All right. I make a motion.
I
Do you want her to pull something out? Well, go ahead and make the motion if that's what you're going to do.
So move on all items except the 7.
Second. Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and council, city council voting yes.
Discussion 7, please.
Thank you. I know there was some discussion briefly with regards to the suggestion. However, city manager did mention that he wanted to wait for July to see how our budget is, and more importantly, there really isn't a feasibility study. I'd like to see how other commissions at other cities pay is. So if we could hold off on that till we get more report, that would be great.
Okay. So what's the official, what do we want to do, Mr. City Attorney? Should we table it? Is that the appropriate motion? If we table it, it has to come back the next meeting, right? We don't want to, we just want to
Yeah,
indefinitely.
if it's gonna be, if we're gonna bring it back months later, we might as well just not take action on this and then bring it back.
Leave as is, right? Okay.
If that's what the rest of the council desire to do.
Okay, so no actions taken. We just leave as is. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the explanation. And yeah, just let us know if we can do this, Mr. City Manager, once that comes around, please. We have the ordinances, Madam Clerk.
Item 9, ordinance number 2237, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, amending Chapter 17.04, 17.14, 17.25, 17.26, 17.28, 17.29, 17.32, and 17.34, and deleting and replacing Chapter 17.90 of Title 17 zoning of the Hawthorne Municipal Code related to zoning of cannabis businesses for adoption.
To the
I
chair.
move.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I have just one question in
go ahead, then.
discussion.
Yes?
You letting me go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're saying yes, but I don't know what do we.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Do we
ma'am.
have planning here? Mr. McLean? Thank you. Can you just in brief give us what the change is and the reason for it, please?
Yes, good evening. Prior to this ordinance, marijuana uses were specifically identified throughout the code as prohibited in all zones. So this strips that from the code because we're going to be allowing cannabis uses in certain zones. And it also sets forth which zones cannabis types of uses can be in. So in a nutshell, retail can be in the commercial zones or the industrial zones, and all of the other approved cannabis uses can be in only the industrial zones. And that's pretty much the gist of it.
Thank you for the clarification. I'll make a second.
Thank you. Please vote.
The voting reflects mayor and council members voting yes.
All right, thank you, colleagues. Madam Clerk, item 10, it's an ordinance, first reading.
Ordinance, item 10, ordinance number 2239, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, adopting by reference the 2022 editions of the California Building Code, the California Residential Code, the California Electrical Code, the California Plumbing Code, the California Mechanical Code, the California Existing Building Code, the California Green Building Standards Code, the California Energy Code, the California Administrative Code, and the California Historical Building Code, repealing and reenacting chapters 15.04, 15.05, 15.07, 15.08, 15.13, 15.24, 15.28, 15.30, 15.32, 15.36, and 15.40, and repealing local amendments 15.12 and 15.46, as well as all prior editions of the California Building Code previously adopted by the City Council, including but not limited to the Uniform Code for the Abatement of Dangerous Buildings, which is covered within the California Existing Building Code, for introduction.
Move to introduce. Okay. So we have the city manager's consent calendar, and the Madam Clerk's going to be reading it on behalf of the city manager. Go ahead, ma'am. All the items? Yeah.
Item 11, approval of the purchase order to South Bay Ford for the purchase of 12 replacement vehicles. Item 11, approval of the purchase order to South Bay Ford for the purchase of 12 replacement vehicles. Item 12, approval of purchase of a new cable TV vehicle. Item 13, construction of speed humps on West 136th Street between Ramona Avenue and Hawthorne Boulevard. Item 14, First Amendment to the service agreement to maintain and service smart cover sewage overflow detection devices between the City of Hawthorne, a California municipal corporation, and Hadronex, Inc., which is a consultant. Item 15, implementation of an employee recognition program. Item 16, progress payment number 3 in the amount of $637,347.07 due to Martinez Landscape Company, Inc. of Sylmar, California for general maintenance, and that is project number 22-05. Item 17, Second Amendment to agreement between the City of Hawthorne and Michael Baker International for Planning Services. Item 18, approval of a blanket purchase order in the amount of $250,000 for the implementation of a cannabis program to MJ Planning and Development for the current fiscal year. Mr. Mayor, that concludes the city manager's consent calendar. May I have a motion to approve items 11 through 18?
Item 18 for discussion. I move on 11 through 17.
Second.
Please vote.
I like to pull item 15.
Okay, we need to capture those before. So
Oh.
just go ahead and discuss it now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was wanting to ask the city manager if he could come up with a date to give the employees time off. The employees have worked really hard and put in a lot of work, and I had brought this up before in terms of creating a recognition program for our employees, and I'm just so happy with the work that our city manager and our employees been doing. So if the city manager could maybe come up with a date, maybe Christmas, to give the employees time off.
Okay, noted. I'll take that into consideration. I'll look at the feasibility of doing that. And if possible, if Erica Lampkin, Director of HR, can give an overview of the employee incentive program that we have.
Oh, great.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and vote on this items, and then we'll go with that. Please vote.
The voting reflects council and the mayor voting yes.
Oh, and just real quick, just let's find, when we have certain things that we propose, at least on my behalf, just please just give me the economic impact or cost to, to be able to do certain things, okay?
Which item is that, Mr. Mayor?
No, I just whatever, like if there's a time off for the employees, what it entails, et cetera,
Yes.
cost-wise, et cetera.
Okay.
But I think it's a good idea. Go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, remaining City Council members. I'm Erica. I'm your Director of Human Resources. Councilmember Manning, a meeting or so ago, suggested that we find a way, and I'm paraphrasing, to show some love to the employees. Staff is moving forward with implementing an employee recognition program. As Hawthorne, we are the city of good neighbors, and we found it apropos to dub the award the Good Neighbor Award. The recipients or the nominees of that award will exhibit core values of Hawthorne, things like professionalism, respect, integrity, innovation, and things of that sort. We plan on moving the program forward next month, as early as next month. Department heads will be looking at those core values in the work that the employees do. When they are nominating the employee. The process will be that the employee will be nominated by the department head. There will be a series of questions that the department head has to work through in order to determine that this person is a good neighbor or worthy of receiving the Good Neighbor Award. The employee will receive things like city merchandise, use of the city manager's parking spot, lunch with the department head and the city manager, and there's something else I can't remember.
You should include us in there, having lunch with one of us.
They will receive recognition in front of you at a council meeting, and I'm sure we can tweak it so that you are included in the lunch. I don't see that as being a problem. And we think that the program will help facilitate positive culture, giving kudos to the accomplishment of the employees who work hard here daily.
Can I make one more suggestion?
Sure.
I remember being Employee of the Month once. They actually put a spot in the lobby where it said Employee of the Month, and they take your picture.
Oh, yeah.
And they put it there so that everybody could see that you're in the Employee of
That's
the Month.
nice.
And then they gave me a free weekend on them at Esmeralda Resort in Indian Wells.
Nice.
For the weekend in a nice suite. In a nice suite.
Very nice.
Yeah. I mean,
Is that the one you want to go to?
it was a rich family. It was family owned. They were very rich. But yeah, they had the picture up there so everybody could see who it was for that month. And
I'm sure we can find a place for the Employee of the Month picture.
I'd like to suggest over in the lobby where the council somewhere is.
You got it.
Okay.
We'll make that happen.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
This is a great
Councilwoman.
idea. Definitely, like what I've seen is sometimes, man, I work so hard. I work so hard in my day job, and nobody does anything. But when you get just some simple recognition, so $10 for Starbucks, and say, hey, you deserve it. You did great. It's like, oh man, it's like it really picks you up and it picks up morale.
Definitely, that is the
Turns
intent,
to- I
to
mean, great
incentivize the
suggestion.
employees.
Councilor Manning?
I like what you said, Angie, because when you're walking through the hall, everybody see that picture, they're gonna say congratulations on a job well done.
And they're
Definitely.
they want their picture up there
They
too.
want that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if
Councilmember
I can
Montero.
add,
Go ahead.
one thing we left off is casual dress for the department. So, for example, if the mayor was working in a department, he was employee of the month. Your department, your colleagues will get casual dress for that month or week.
Wow.
So
That's
it's a team
awesome.
effort.
Classy casual.
Councilmember Montero?
Classy casual,
classy
absolutely.
casual.
And they must remain
Yeah,
professional.
classy.
So yeah, actually, when I saw this, I told Vaughn, great, that's what we need anyway. So one of the things that sometimes we can reach out to some, the Marriott across the street or the Harris Hotel to give you a certificate so they can have a one-night stay in the nice cuisine,
We're looking for
over there.
donations, absolutely.
Definitely. So, and another thing, when to receive the certificate, they have to come here to the city council.
Yes, that is part of the
All right,
program.
good.
They will
So
definitely
we
be
can
recognized at a
recognize
council
them.
meeting.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh, so
well
like,
done.
Like
Appreciate it.
like a partnership sponsorship program?
We
And
can
get
work
goodies
on
from
it.
all these other businesses in Hawthorne?
It's good to know
Yes.
people, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
That's a
Thank
good
you,
idea.
Erica.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
Happy
Valentine's.
Day. Okay. Item 18, Mr. City Manager, this is just, is this a new blanket order or is this just a continuance of what we had
Continuance.
established?
Continuance.
Okay.
Sorry.
Of what we had established. Okay,
Absolutely,
just
yes.
for the benefit of the residents, they start seeing a number like that and well, I don't, okay, so. I make a motion?
Second.
Please vote.
The voting reflects mayor and council members voting yes.
Let's see. Next, we have the city attorney's consent calendar. Once more, Madam Clerk will be reading items 19 through 21 on the city attorney's behalf. Please go ahead.
Item 19, approval of agreement to dismiss Farmers and Merchants Bank of Long Beach from nuisance abatement lawsuit against the owners of the Hawthorne Mall. Item 20, deny claim of Patricia Bird and Helen Bird. Item 21, deny the claim of Claudia Bonilla.
I move.
Second.
Please vote.
The voting reflects mayor and the council members voting yes.
Okay, so elected officials reports recommendations. We're going to start off with our city treasurer. Go ahead, ma'am.
I just want to say it was nice to spend time at the city management retreat and getting to know and interact with all the city management. It was a great day. I enjoyed myself tremendously. So thank you to the city manager for putting on such a great event along with your staff. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Happy Valentine's Day. Go ahead, ma'am.
I want to thank everyone for coming out. A couple things. I too want to thank the city manager for an amazing retreat. It was really good. Good to just connect with people here. You see them every day, but it's nice to connect with people in a different environment. A few things here. The food drive, which was also served as our Black History Month celebration, was amazing, and I thank so much everybody who came out and everybody who supported it. Muhammad Awadallah and Patricia helped out with bags at the last minute. I had someone cancel on me for bags, and they helped out in the last minute. It was very nice. So I want to thank everybody for that. On that, too, I would like to also propose that I champion the Black History Month celebration for 2024. That I work with the city manager and work with council on creating what that looks like. A few things. Oh, also, I'd like to arrange a private tour for, if you all are familiar with the Private Suites, which is close to the airport. I, in my business, do some work with them, and I'd like to have you guys out just to see what it's like. It's right by the airport. It's very classy. It's something that people don't even know is there. And it may be something that might be beneficial to the Hawthorne Airport here. As far as the clerk's office, I passed my notary exam, and so I'm waiting for my commission, and once I take my oath, I will be a notary. And at the city manager's and council's discretion, we can either add that as a line item for the city, for people to come in and have them pay for that, or it could be something that we just hold for the city employees and for council. We are doing what I call March Madness in the clerk's office, where we are going through and getting rid of, in conjunction with our shredding day on the 18th of March, we are getting rid of all papers that we don't need, and we may have some items for you guys to approve next council meeting for that. And I think that is it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day to you, too.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to Councilmember Manning.
Thank you. I, too, had a wonderful time at the Black History event. Thank you so much for putting on that event. And my certificate. I was so excited to get that. Thank you so much. Also, I had an opportunity to attend Miss Missouri Billingsley birthday. She turned 108 years old, and it was such a fun party. They had Mardi Gras, and they had horns and stuff walking in. I had so much fun, and I ate so much, so that was a lot of fun. I have pictures to share with the rest of the council members so that we could see Ms. Billingsley. Also, I had an opportunity to attend new members, council members academy that was put on by the League of California Cities, where I learned about ethics, land use, social media, which was very interesting. I learned a lot about social media, and effective advocacy. Met a lot of good friends there, so be able to collaborate with other new council people. Also, I want to say I attended the opening of our dog park, which is so awesome. I'd like to say thank you to the city manager and also Councilmember Montero for putting that into action. That was so awesome. I had a good time, and now I'm going to tell everybody to come to the dog park. So that was pretty cool. And then also the last thing that I wanted to maybe ask if the city manager could look into maybe bringing back the pastors to do the invocation at the city council member meetings. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilmember Montero.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Happy Valentine to all of you. Yes, it's been a great month so far, you know, because I'm going to start with the dog park, right? Because that was the highlight. Actually, this morning when I went to the castle for the preschool, the parents said, I heard we got a dog park. I said, yes, we do now at the Memorial Center. So thank you, Vaughn. Like you said it yesterday, you know, we talked about this about 6 years ago, and then David Patterson brought up, you know, also the dog park. So thank you for putting it into action. And that is what I love, Vaughn. Vaughn, you know, always never say no to us, but he does things for the community. He does things that benefit the community, not to benefit us over here. So Vaughn has been done since he was a Parks and Recs director. You know, he had tremendous achievement in the community. And you see our parks has been renovated, all of them. So kudos to you, Vaughn. Thank you for this. And I know, you know, with the help of Parks and Recs and Public Works and planning, so you guys create this beautiful park. It is a beautiful, so thank you very much for that. The other thing, you know, for the retreat, yes, because I've been here for 5 years now, almost. That was the first time I went to a retreat for the city of Hawthorne. So thank you again for your leadership on that one. So thank you very much. Actually, myself and I saw David Patterson and I saw Dana. We went to the West Basin Municipal Water District direct installation, where, you know, Scott Houston and Gloria Gray and Harold Williams was installed at West Basin Municipal Water District. And look at their website, because they still have money to replace your grass with artificial grass, okay? So they can give you up to $5 per square footage to replace your your grass with artificial grass. So look into the website for that. Again, I want to thank Dana for the Black History Month that was done to highlight the success of all the African Americans on that Saturday. And our Congresswoman show up and brought us that check for $4.1 million. So that was good again. And Steve Bradford show up, and the representative from the county, you know, the IRA was there. So thank you for that, you know, because I think that was the first time we did a little thing like that outside with the public getting food. So thank you for your initiative. So I like your spirit so far. So very good. And also I want to thank Carla, you know, your intern, right? Because she interviewed me via Zoom about the history of African American and you know, even myself being an African person, so I have to put to the world view of what is a Black History Month is all about. So thank you for that. I appreciate. Again, you know, like we were talking about gas, and look at your electric bill. Those of you who got Edison, probably you're going to see that you're paying more money if you are part of the Clean Power Alliance. So make sure that all of you are part of the Clean Power Alliance, because your bill is 12% less than Edison's. Okay, so even we have outstanding, you know, energy is renewable energy, is green, 100% green, you know, good for the environment, and we're paying less than Edison electricity. So keep that in mind. So good things that happen, Mr. Mayor, and again, happy Valentine. And I would love for you to adjourn this meeting in the memory of Norm Morton. And actually, the service will be Saturday, this Saturday, the 18th, at the Good Shepherd Church in Inglewood at 11 o'clock, 902 South Maple Street in Inglewood, Good Shepherd. And then follow after that service, we're going to be at the Memorial Center at the Polaris Room to celebrate Norm's life, right? So Saturday, the 18th at 11 a.m. at the Good Shepherd in Inglewood. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember David Patterson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully you guys have celebrated so far or have planned to celebrate when we're done, but happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I'm very excited about our new dog park. Honestly, it wasn't my idea at all, but it's something I definitely did support and champion. And it came to me from the community. Back in my first campaign in 2013, knocking on doors, running for city treasurer, I got barked at a lot by a lot of dogs. And I found out from experience that I would venture to say 75% of the doors in Hawthorne, and there's a dog behind it. And heard from residents that they wish we had a dog park. And so it's something that it made sense, right, with the amount of dogs we have in our city. So I'm very excited that for the city of Hawthorne to have that. Hopefully we will have more dog parks as time goes on. But it was great to see the dogs that were there at our ribbon cutting. It was great to see the community members that were there at our ribbon cutting. I was very happy for the city. I'm always excited, right, to see like progress in our city, to see new projects open up in our city, and especially things that make it more enjoyable for all of the residents of the city of Hawthorne. We had a great time with the city clerk celebrating Black History Month on Saturday. And I want to see if we can add as a discussion item to the next council meeting the idea of forming a cultural committee that would be in charge of organizing, you know, culturally relevant events throughout the year, like a Black History celebration next year, and maybe something for Mexican Americans or Hispanic Americans or Muslim Americans or whatever group. And wherever Bill's from, and his family is from. You look Scottish? No. I don't know.
St. Patrick's.
St. Patrick's Day, right? But if we inform, something we can discuss amongst the council, something that the council be interested in doing, informing a committee or having a committee formed, and make sure that we can have a lot of these cultural events throughout the year. I think that'd be something good to talk about. Also, like to ask the city manager to evaluate the idea of forming an ad hoc committee that includes stakeholders and community members to discuss the idea of reintroducing the charter to our city. Obviously, some things about it that our community liked. There's some things about it our community did not like, and I would like to, maybe it might be a good idea to get the community involved in maybe formulating, if that's something that should come back to our city and what it would look like. I had a community member call me quite upset a few weeks ago because Republic Service came to pick up his trash on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And he felt that that was a sign that the city of Hawthorne isn't celebrating Martin Luther King Day as a holiday, even though it's a federal holiday. And so I looked into it and saw that and found out that, and he mentioned that in Inglewood, they don't run, they don't pick up trash on MLK Day. And I found out the reason behind that is it's explicitly in their contract not to receive services on that day. And so I was wondering if we can also put that as a discussion item for the council to discuss as we maybe want to follow suit. But this gentleman, he was quite upset. And I think it's worth talking about. I also want to take some time to congratulate our commissioners and their contributions to our city. We've been having a lot of conversations about commissions and terms and term limits for the last few weeks. And it prompted me, I realized that I don't know all of our commissioners. I think I was involved in appointing only a couple in the last couple years. And so I tried to take it upon myself to reach out to a number of our commissioners over the last couple weeks, trying to get to know them and just understand their experience on our commissions and their experience interacting with the public and working with staff and just how they've enjoyed it. And really had some really good conversations. And I'm sorry I didn't do it a long time ago. But, I really were able to see, all the experience that they have and the commitment our commissioners have to our city and our community, and how they put our city first. And I really want to congratulate them and commend them for their dedication. It really is what our city needs. And there were some important recommendations that were given to me that I'd like to share with the council and the city manager, see if the city manager might want to consider these things, not as a directive, but some ideas I want to share. Having some town hall meetings whenever there's some topics or situations of great public interest, right? So there's an opportunity for just a good explanation to the community. And then also provide an opportunity for our commissions to give quarterly reports to the council so that, we can be up to date with what they have going on. I know our Veterans Commission has a lot of good things going on. I was hoping they can come give a presentation soon. And so we can maybe look and consider those suggestions by some of our commissioners. I would like to say I do support updating our commissioners' compensation. I think, this is kind of the spirit where we're at in our city is making a lot of updates to our policies, procedures, and compensation. And I know we have our budget coming up soon, and hopefully we make some updates to our compensation of our staff. A couple things I noticed, actually, in regards to the commissioners, that there's been some differences in how we've paid them over the last year from one commission to another commission. Last council meeting, we paid out a couple commissioners 6 months worth of meeting pay. And in this council meeting, we paid some commissioners 3 months worth of meeting pay. And I'm not sure if that's on purpose or not, but I would imagine it would make sense for we to have like kind of a regular system for making sure that they get their compensation. And I don't, unless they ask for it, but I don't think, we should wait 6 months to kind of send them their checks. And so we can kind of look into that. I also would like to ask the city manager to consider and see if this in our budget, if it makes sense, to sending our planning commissioners to the Planning Commissioner Academy in Garden Grove, March 29th to 31st, which is put on by the League of California Cities. I think it might be a great opportunity to pour into our planning commissioners and support them in their growth. I mean, that's all, I guess, on that subject. But I wanted to end with thanking the community for coming out and participating in this process, making your voices heard. It's how our city gets better, right? We can't be everywhere all the time. Even all our staff can't be everywhere all the time. As you guys reaching out to us and letting us know, where we need to be paying attention is how we're able to get better as a city. I want to thank our staff for your hard work. Our city manager, city attorney for your commitment to the community, and our interim chief. I've only been on the council for 2 years, but the things that have occurred over the last 2 years have been very exciting. Our staff is really stepping up. I think Hawthorne's in a position to really do some great things into the future, and I think we have some of the right people kind of on the bus, to drive us forward. So. Thanks everybody, and see you guys at the next meeting.
Thank you, sir. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's see. Let me just first mention the events that I've attended, and great work again from the leadership of Vaughn Norris, our city manager, for the staff retreat, and to all the departments that attended and participated in that. That was really great efforts. There was a lot to talk about with regards to things that maybe we often miss, and just the littlest things, what types of words we use, what types of actions that we take that sometimes sets us back instead of forward. And so those are some of the things, that the takeaways that I learned. It was a great day. I spent all day there. I took that day off from my personal job to assure that I participated and showed other departments and staff that, I'm one of them too. So thank you for that. I look forward to next year's staff retreat and the venue in which you choose for next year. We were in Wilmington in Los Angeles for the first staff retreat, for those who were curious where we went. For Black History Month, thank you so much, Dana, City Clerk's Office, for all your efforts. I saw the drone footage, and it was amazing just to see the line that wrapped around City Hall. It was great to see the vendors that were here providing a service through goods and things that they were also giving away, information, and other agencies that partnered to assure there was some goodies that were given away, especially resources and information. Always good to have those resources. Look forward to next year's Black History Month and more participation in partnerships from organizations and those alike. So thank you so much for that. You're doing great work in your first year, not even year yet, I should say. As a former city clerk myself, I took advantage of everything that the city clerk's office offers. I commend you on your recent passing of your test to be a notarizer, so be able to notarize and have other departments here come to you now and not have to pay for a service outside of City Hall, so that's great. Thank you again to the leadership to allow that and to know how important that is for City Hall. With regards to destruction of records and things that we have in the city clerk's office that we know has a time limit, I think it's 7 years. Those are often brought to the city council for approval, but yes, we're having this huge community cleanup coming up next month in March, and I'm collecting my stuff to be able to shred too. So thank you for all of that, and look forward to receiving your CMC Certified Municipal Clerk certificate, which I also took advantage to, but I know you're going to go even further because you have that drive, and so thank you for that. Also, the food giveaway. There was a lot of people that received food. I took food back to where I live and passed that out to my neighbors, and they were very excited. And I do that as much as I can. I have a little car, can't take a whole lot, but what I can, I give it away. So thank you for thinking of everyone in the community. The dog park was a great event to see all the cute little dogs and big dogs and intimidating dogs. But let me tell you, it was fun. I enjoyed myself and participated along with Luciano Aguilar, presidential what is it? Canine. He has his business on Prairie Avenue and he's doing great. So that was good. This morning, coffee with a cop over at McDonald's near Costco. That was really nice. And we had another one not too long ago over at the new Starbucks, which is on El Segundo. So again, great things happening in Hawthorne. Being able to have our community police out and stationed in various locations throughout the city, having a meet and greet with officers and community to get to know who we are, which is really great. Thank you, Chief, for that. Appreciate that. There's an upcoming ceremony for former city clerk, Dana, I should say. Monica Drisky, she was our long-term chief city clerk here in the city, who passed away just last year. We're going to be honoring her with a plaque that's going to be put outside the city clerk's office. That's going to be on Tuesday, February 28th at 5 p.m. We invite the public to please come and participate so that we could do the unveiling and honor her. And I hope her family will be in attendance also. Look forward to that. It's been something that we've been planning and sent off to be done. So it looks like it's back and we're ready to unveil that. So thank you so much for everyone's help with that. I see a lot of great activity happening at our parks, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen activity happening at our parks. It takes patience. However, there's, grand openings that are happening and great developments that are occurring, and a lot more to look forward to. So, with that, Mayor, I think I'll end there. But I look forward to the growth that our city is making in the strides that we're doing. And to each and every one that's here tonight, happy Valentine's Day. May you have a good evening. And I think that's it.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you too.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Just want to let you guys know that there's a grand reopening of the Hawthorne branch of Connecta, which is on the corner of Hawthorne Boulevard and El Segundo. So you get a chance to go see the new layout of the branch. I don't know what you guys think, but I already have my opinion how it looks. But there's new staff there ready to help you. It basically looks like you're sitting at a restaurant. You know how like those, do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like a booth type seating. And I guess it's more intimate and you don't get to see the
It's
people
nice.
behind. Right?
It's nice. I've been there.
Yeah, it's kind of different. I guess I got to get used to that concept, but I think it's going to probably be a good thing for the residents.
And tell them, Mr. Mayor, we're going to have empanadas.
Empanadas there,
Some
giveaways, and
cheese
refreshments.
cheese platters, some wine, some,
It's this Thursday. It's
The 23rd.
next Thursday, February the 23rd, folks, okay? Thursday, February 23rd at the Connecta on El Segundo and Hawthorne Boulevard. So make sure to attend if you have an opportunity. So I also want to commend our city clerk for her event that she helped organize with all the volunteers and all the people who contributed the food, and great event as well. As usual, I mean, I think this is second or third, even. I think it might be just a second, but I mean, you're just knocking it out of the park. And of course, we had the Black History Month theme that went along with it. And I don't know if we mentioned this, but Maxine Waters, Congresswoman Maxine Waters was here, and she presented us with a check for $4 million to be able to refurbish Crenshaw Boulevard. So let's give a big round of applause to our Congresswoman. She's definitely working for us. And that's really what it is, because I guess all politics is local. Do you really get to see all the different things that they're doing at the federal level if you don't see something result here at home? So she's definitely conscious of that, and she's able to get us what we need to be able to get things done. And you guys know how Crenshaw Boulevard is very important because we have SpaceX We have some new residences over there that we need to make sure that we provide the proper avenues for moving along that corridor. So I think it's going to be great. So I'm pretty sure you guys have some good plans for that, right, Mr. City Manager? Good. So thank you once more. And yeah, I'm really happy that we have a dog park over here at the Memorial Center. And what that means is that Hawthorne has a full complement of amenities for its residents. And not a lot of other cities can say that, guys. Not all the cities around us have a dog park. They don't. Not all the cities around us have a skate park for the skaters. You know, really nice one too. And we had a bocce court at one point.
Still there.
Is it still there? Yeah, but it's kind of like hidden over there.
No,
I
don't
think
play.
you probably catch Mayor Guidi over there doing bocce with his friends and stuff over there. So, and then we have the futsal courts. We don't have that. A lot of other cities don't have that. And you know, we renovated Jim Thorpe Park, Ramona, Holly Glen. So, I mean pickleball courts. So, I mean, I want to thank our city manager, who was the former Parks and Rec director, and his staff for all the great work. He laid the foundation. They're doing the work now. So thank you so much, Mr. City Manager. Let's give a round of applause to him.
You put his picture outside.
I think he's going to have the picture outside. That's he should be the first one. Actually,
Employee of the month.
Oh, yeah. So, and we have a full-fledged Parks and Rec program. Okay, so we have so many things, just everything: exercise programs, dance programs, music programs, how to play an instrument, everything. We have a swimming program, everything, and we're the envy of the South Bay. Trust me. And I also will venture to say, and I do say this, that we're one of the most diverse cities, with people from all over represented here in the city of Hawthorne. If you go to other cities, it's kind of lopsided towards one direction with the representation, right? It's the reality, but we're really a great mixture of people. So, I mean, that's something to celebrate. So, that's pretty much it, folks. I guess everybody gets a chance to go have dinner with their loved ones and with their family members. And I send a warm hug out to all of you guys, people who I might have not talked to for a while that are out here, you know, people that, you know, maybe we disagreed at some point recently. So I'll give you a big air hug, okay?
Yeah, happy Valentine's.
So happy Valentine's Day, folks. And true to our word, we're going to close this meeting in memory of Norm Morton. So let's have a moment of silence in his honor, please. May he rest in peace.
Amen.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
All right. Meeting is adjourned at 7:32.